Mission 4, Kings and Queens. Welcome to Atlantic Terminal. You're assigned to the 1228 to West Hempstead. Engineering work at Locust Manor means that this service is only running as far as Jamaica. Is that it? Hello. Being a quick run, you're only afforded a short turnaround to Jamaica before coming back to Atlantic Terminal. Now you climb aboard and sit in the engineer's seats. So one thing I do want to do on this end, and get in, is set the tail lights, please. Thank you. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your shifts. As essentially this is now like a driver change. We're taking Commander Drawyah's return journey while she has her break. If I can actually get past the massive crowd of passengers walking the other way, that'd be very useful. But here we go. Welcome back to Dovetail Games Train Sim World, Long Island Railroad. So yeah, the mission kind of basically set there. We're only going up towards Jamaica today before making a return journey. So not a very long service, I have to say. Oh, we're on the other platform. Oh. I thought this was our train, which is why we're standing here waiting for it to arrive. No. Okay, right, let's go then take the stairs. Go grab the fire extinguisher while we're at it. 8 out of 30. And let's get this train instead ready for operation. I thought that was our train, which is why we're waiting for it, which is how most of these Dovetail game missions run, but obviously not. Anyhow, set this train up ready to go. So, master U-turn that, reverser comes back 1, braking goes to max, charge up the brakes while we're at it, set U to bright, and passengers will automatically load since we've only opened the front door, but as it trains in world, the front door is the only one that counts. But since I am a nice driver, let us open the rest of them. Keen to go this side. So, like I said, not too long service today. We're going up from Atlantic Terminal in East New York to Jamaica, which is like the main terminal turnaround points. It's 5 stations run, turn around, and then make another return journey, which will be another 5 stations. So, 10 in total, not a particularly long one. Should be done about 40 minutes or so today. So, passengers are 3/4 of the way there. Driver only operation, although no way for me to actually see. Passengers boarding and whatnot, other than lowering the window trying to stick my head out, which is impossible. So, it's just lock doors, hope for the best. And yeah, let's now depart Atlantic Terminal. So, second to last service of the Long Island Railroad scenarios. I've got one more for next week before we bring this one to an end. It's 5 miles per hour out of the depot, which is out of the terminus. Things do pick up slightly, aka 15, once we actually leave the station and make our way to the main line. Needs to be at Nostrand Avenue at 12:35, 12:28 right now. We have plenty of time to make it, 1.6 miles to go. So, one question is, are our tail lights active? I will say no, they're not. And as I feared, there's no way for us to actually go and... Ooh, actually I'll take that back. If I can navigate around the... can't actually open that window whilst we're in service, so no, we have to let the ghost close that door as we continue our departure from the station. I must say, Atlantic Terminal is a very dark, gloomy station when compared to the others. But once we do depart it, once we do get out of the platforms, speed does greatly increase for us, which is always going to be a nice boost. Because right now we really are just coasting at dead speed right now, making no progress whatsoever. We've done what, 100 yards in 2-3 minutes? 5 miles per hour, that is 1 mile every... what is it? Every 8 minutes. A mile every 8 minutes at 5 miles per hour. At least here and there, give or take 1 or 2 minutes. Well, at least how the dovetail speedometer works. As long as you're at 5.9 or below, then we're alright, because it actually takes it from the main number and not the decimal points. So 6 too fast, but 5.9, spot on, because you're still at 5 miles per hour. So minor adjustment of the throttle to keep it at that. Rear of the train has left the station now, but not by much. And it's about 400 yards to the next signal, which is where I presume the signal speed will then actually increase as well from 15. This really is a dreary start to a service, must say. Hopefully it's not like this the entire length of the journey, because we have to bear in mind that due to the works at the station down, because it's Hampstead branch, we go down to a Floral Park, and it's the one after Floral Park. I can't remember the name of that. It's like Mansion Park, something like that. That's what they're saying. The track works are. Oh, there you go. Speed just jumps up to 45, so up to 15 miles per hour at signal speeds. There you go, must stop at that. And then 200 yards, even 150 now. Hopefully, that means we can now actually go up to 45 miles per hour. And we have 2 minutes to go and 1 mile, so in terms of actually timing it, we are doing it as we're meant to. Gosh, that's bright, blinding lights compared to the main tunnel beforehand. Went beep, up to 60, off we go. No, go away, War Thunder, you're blocking half the screen. I need that info, the brake pressures and whatnot. And there we go. And coast it at that, 43. Now we're making some decent speed. Now we're actually doing something worthwhile. So we are going uphill ever so slightly. This is doing to actually get to the service for no strand. Otherwise, yeah, timing we're doing good for that. And speed, once we enter the platform, that's also set for a good approach. That's going to slow down again to 25. Ah, and it's raining, of course. Okay, wipers are... That'll do. The train to our left. And here we go, now entering Nostrand Avenue. So, that was the slowest journey between two stations I have ever done in a train simulator, and I think most would ever do as well if they're following a mission like this as well. That was long, to say the least. Anyhow, let's slow train down, end of the platform. You can overshoot it slightly, since the platform here is actually very short compared to others. And so, we're not going to get much of the train actually onto it. Oh no, we can actually squeeze it all on. Just about. Not bad, actually. Of course, Drawyah. I was going to say pro train driver, but no, I can't even get the key in to open the door. Yeah, I must have one key, not two of those. Yeah, we'll keep it on them. I mean, most platforms will be on the right hand side, but as always, it's Jamaica Station that always gets me out in terms of, well, sorry, catches me out even. In what side we enter platform wise. Close doors now. And throttle goes up. No more slow speeds. East New York in 2.3 miles. You have 3.5 minutes. You can go up to 45. Yeah, I must say, these new rain effects from Delta games, they implemented about a month ago, a month and a half now, maybe even two. But compared to the previous rain in Train Sim World, yeah, looking much better. They are somewhat physics-based as well, so depending on how you drive and what speeds and whatnot, any curves, they do follow that. They're almost as good as the Flight Sim World rain, if you all remember how well that one. To be fair, Flight Sim World rain was spot on for default rains, so yeah, it's a shame that sim died. I mean, the fact they abandoned it is one thing, but the fact they killed it off as well, took it off sale, took it off the Steam store basically, and stopped you from getting it. Yeah, that Flight Sim mod is never coming back, which is a real shame. A real shame. I had basically all the DLC for it, and I enjoyed it for the short time it was alive. I mean, the default aircraft, a lot of fun to fly. Frame rates were also really good, especially on a system like mine, which isn't exactly the strongest. And the fact they actually had the career mode in, but they never put the career mode into the main branch. It was always stuck on the side branch, which meant you couldn't do free flights and missions if you either had 100% career mode or a normal branch, which was just missions and free flights and multiplayer as well. So yeah, it was either one or the other. Shame they never had it merge as like a finale kind of thing for Train Sim World. Sorry, for Flight Sim World even. Here we go. Now entering the next tunnel section, where we will be covered for the rest of the service. Let's just turn off the wiper. I said, oh no, sorry, that's intermittent. I don't want intermittent, I just want off. There we go. There you go. Decent speed now. We are on minimum braking, which just slows down ever so slightly, but not by much. And that carries the train onwards to the end of the platform. In fact, I'm going to turn the wipers back on again, because this bridge here doesn't seem to do a very good job at stopping any of the rain. Yeah, Dovetail Games, fix your game. Haven't said that in a while, must say. So, max braking, bring train to a halt, and open the doors. What, 6 seconds early? So time-wise, we're doing good. Rain has now stopped for whatever reason, so... Ah, that's how the wipes work. Okay, so there's a dial somewhere. I just don't know where exactly. Just there. So, you have your off at the top, intermittents on the left, and then actual constants on the right. Yeah, continuous on the right, intermittent on the left, and that controls that. Very nice indeed. Wait approximately 3 seconds. That is fine. Doors close, and off we go. Jamaica's our next station. We then need to do a quick turnaround and bring service back to Atlantic. Very echoey down here as well. Rain has started again, of course. There we go. Like I said, some of the more recent train sounds have been phenomenal from Telltale Games. The way the entire train sounds and whatnot, it's definitely getting a lot better. Even the horns. Even the horns sound so much more natural with the air pressure valve going through the actual whistle itself. I mean, initially, a lot of it was just like flat sounds, flat surfaces, flat like sources, but nowadays you have got a lot more dynamic going through the train, and things are definitely really starting to take shape. I'd say, I mean, when did this game actually come out? Train Sim World initially came out in 2016, late 2016 as a beta, just on CSX, but the first like DLC, Great Western Express, came out last summer. Yes, it was last summer, because I remember I was out at camp when it was initially meant to release, but they pushed it back a month. So yeah, it's just over a year ago now, a year and a half even. And I'll say, like, progress for it's been good so far. I wonder where it'll be another year and a half's time, just to see what routes we got, what DLC packs. Might have a reshuffle, we'll see. But interesting to see like where we go with this one, because we've seen what direction we're taking, which is now improving some of the previous trains and whatnot. Maybe not giving any more free content yet, but in terms of like upgrading sounds, upgrading the shaders, the engines, some of the routes and scenery, and the dynamics as well, for little hot fixes here and there. So we see what direction we've now taken, but where exactly do we go with it? That's the question that Telltale Games will need to answer now. So speed-wise, let's get ourselves up to 70. No, that's looking good now. In fact, let's actually take the throttle down a tiny bit more, just to stop us from going too fast. I mean, if I know Jamaica from the last couple of episodes, the approach into it is slow and full of red signals, so you need to take that into account. Alright, so 2 miles away now. Speed wise, put a bit more throttle in, so we're going uphill. And then yeah, very shortly we'll be leaving the tunnel. And since we are coming in from the Atlantic Terminal side, shouldn't be too much of a issue navigating into Jamaica. When it comes to the station up north, New York, Pennsylvania, that one's going to be a little bit more difficult in terms of actually having to cross tracks and whatnot. And then you've also got services heading outbound, so towards the other stations in the east, which themselves also have a bit more navigation to go around to different branches. But no, this one's generally quite a simple one to navigate through. In 1 mile to go, we're now leaving the tunnel. Wiper on. Track will now level out. It's a yellow signal. And a couple of points, so maximum braking, just slow ourselves down. There we go. There we go, down to 15, so we now need to use a few of the the diff woo. Nope, that is a red signal and not a siding, so yeah, may have gone a little bit overboard on the brakes there. Just stop and charge them up again quickly. There we go. Up to 90. Put some throttle. In fact, the train just to our left was the one that was causing the not the intrusion, the what's the word? I don't remember the word. Okay, yeah, he's interference. There you go. The train on the left was the one that was causing the interference with the signal there. Which is why I was showing the red a moment ago, red aspects, but there goes now 3 yellow aspects telling us that we are taking a siding, at least using one of the points. Next signal is on the end of the platform. We can see it's 600 yards to the station, 600 yards now to the signal, so actually it's quite a close cut one. That's got to be very careful with my braking before we overshoot that. We've got about 45 seconds now to arrive, which will be the time of us getting into the platform, no problems. There we go, nice and slowly. Just get ourselves to the end of the platform. So, if I remember from the start of the mission, it did tell us that it's a quick turnaround time here at Jamaica. Not sure how long exactly, but that we will find out in a couple of moments. It does mean quickly coming to a stop, setting the doors open, changing the lights, and then making my way to the rear of the train. So if we stop the train now, that will do. Unlock the doors, lights come off, brakes come off, sets the mark lights to on, cab lights are already going to be off because yeah, that's it, we don't really need them. Anything else? Brakes go to emergency, sets the reverse to out, turn the key, and that is this cab now switched off. If I head outside at the front, that should be all ready to go. Looking good. Now we head to the rear cab, or the front cab now actually for our service. Of course, the leaky roof in action, so we actually can get too much rain being blocked by it, which can get soaked. So we'll run through the shelter, which is also leaking. Well done, Dovetail. Please fix your game. Yeah, run to the front. Put ourselves on the train. See, this train has a proper roof, not so much leaking. Right, let's now go here, open the door, sit ourselves down, put the key in this side and turn it. Whoops, key in this side and turn it. Set up the train, so you come on, you sit down, you come on, you come back by 1, brakes come back 1, and brakes will charge. There you go. Loading passengers should not take too long. And then once that dial's completely loaded, we'll probably get the next part of the mission read out on screen. I wish I've did full voiceovers to these missions like they used to back in the good old days. I mean, I know we're getting the tutorials, but we've been able to get in for all the scenarios as well. Because I know for each scenario, I know Delta Games treats it as like a... It's like a red carpet kind of thing, like, this is your scenario, this is your voice kind of thing. And so, yeah, unfortunately Luke never got one before he left Delta Games Community Manager, but everyone else has at so points. Man, my English is broken today. Everyone else has so far. Right, so let's now lock these doors. Key will now remove. And since I now know most of the doors will be opening on this hand side, let's put that key back in. Give it a twist. Sit ourselves down. And let's get going. Yes, we've got to turn the wipers on again. And this time, unlike the previous service, we do now have the red lights on the back of the train. Because again, gotta do it properly, Dovetail. Gotta do it properly. So, 50 miles per hour off the shots. 12:57 arrival, it's about 6 minutes or so. Now you can see that the branch that just came from New York Penn, right to the top of the bridge, yeah, that's the branch that causes a little more confusion since we actually need to go really slow, heading downhill, and then across onto one of the actual other branches, one of the other platforms in this branch. So yeah, it's not the most fun approach coming from New York Penn. One I've actually had to do too much of, to be fair. It's not a scenario I've had to do yet. I don't think it's the last scenario either. So yeah, it's one that we don't have to redo. I'm just taking it as a normal service even on the scheduled timetable ones. Anyhow, coming up to 45 now, which is the line speed. Signal speed is 60, but that'll go once we are inside the tunnel, which we'll be entering momentarily. The siding's on the right, where the train gets maintained, and then the tunnel towards Atlantic Terminal is just ahead through East New York. There we go. Taking the wrong path for the bridge through tunnel, so we can't actually get onto the other side now. But hey, I'm not going to do much exterior camera view from the tunnel. So throttle goes up. Let's now get ourselves up to speed. Now while we are actually at speed, one thing I've always wanted to check and get a proper look at is this, the operator screen. Shows you how many like cars there are. Status of all doors, they're all closed. Brake status all released. Does that change? My brakes are set. If we max braking, yeah, still all green, so don't think that screen's actually functional. I'll check it once the doors are open. So I know we have got the display on the right hand side, which does work, but yeah, now the brakes are really on this train. Let's just charge brakes. There's actually a key command for charge brakes, which is usually the brake release button on the keyboards, the semicolon. It's quite nice to know actually, something to remember. Actually turn the wipers off now, since we only require them until we get to East New York. All that uses is just leash off the battery of the train. So it's now just slight throttle adjustments, keep it at 70 miles per hour. Downhill stretch of track, but yeah, the actual drag from the third rail is not going to cause too much of an issue, since it kind of counteracts it on the downhill bits. If anything, yeah, need to put a bit more power in just to keep train going up to speed. Time's got about 2 minutes left to do 1.7 miles. Now going to 70, so again that's above 1 mile per minute, which is fine. And time-wise, we are looking good. I mean, after East New York, it's another 3 stations. Fourth one will then be Atlantic Terminal, where the train then comes and terminates. Actually, a bit more throttling just to speed it up. So yellow signal coming up soon. As the train does need to slow down now. That's about 45. There goes service on the other track, and our signal has turned green, so would that service really have caused our signals change? I don't think it would. Hang on, why's our door like that? Okay, window is open, but yeah, this is on this track, which is very unlikely. Not sure why it would have caused me to have a yellow signal there. Anyhow, continue as is. Next station is just around the corner, in fact, so wipers on, ready to anticipate the horribly leaky roof. There we go. And the train itself is now start bringing it to a halt. Very long platform here at East New York, although not the longest platform in America. That would be the Chicago Superway, one that even I don't know too much about, and the Wikipedia pages for the 3 stations that are inside of it. Is it sorry, it's now 2 stations, because the third one, Washington Avenue, actually closed 2-3 years ago. But yeah, it's a massive station. Basically, the line itself was built during the Second World War, and since a lot of resources were being put towards the military, the line itself was either going to be cancelled or they're going to continue building it, but with minimal resource usage. So with the actual line itself built between 42 and 45, basically they found out it'd be a lot easier to have a massive long super-sized platform and then just stick 3 stations along the line. Washington Avenue, which is the one I mentioned earlier, which one that closed down in 2014, and then 2 others which I just don't remember the names of at all. But seems like a rather interesting station. One that if I ever go to America, I'm gonna try and walk down it just to see what it's like, basically. I mean, not much exists within the Washington Avenue station, other than a few signs that still exist, and well, I think it was like earlier this year they actually just cut the power to it. So while the actual like main parts of it still exist in case they ever reopen in the future, which is again possible because if it's a new building block they built, so they need to find a way to service it. It just comes down to really putting the staircase back in. Anyhow, that's a different city, and something to talk about another time. Let's continue now with New York. Nostrand Avenue next station, 1303 arrival, 2 miles to go. Right, let's put more throttle in since this is us now leaving tunnel. As a result, a very strong uphill portion here, 2%. This may actually be the steepest climb in the entire route. There's another 2% gradient outside of Jamaica, but it's definitely not as prominent. It doesn't last long either. Again, the surface to our left, and does basically mean that the platforms ahead of us will now be clear. We'll have somewhere to stay during the end of the service. So, in a moment, we'll start our braking to bring the train to a halt. Coming up to 1,000 yards to the end of the station. 1,000 yards, 0.6 of a mile. Slightly more throttling actually. Not be braking at this point, but due to our lack of speed, we actually have to start going up a bit further. Otherwise, the station is now visible just on the distance there. We'll say the wet weather's definitely slowing us down a slight bit. Braking, however, has not been affected too much. It's mainly acceleration today that's been affected by the wet weather. So, start braking now. Slowing out train down for this station, no strand. I'm going to go for a bit of an overshoot, like the other stations, basically because with this one, and also for the last one on the platform, we do need to go slightly further than some of the other ones. So, not overshoot by much, but that should be enough for us. We put the cameras at the back of the train. Rear of the door will have made a platform. Yeah, it's just the end of cab that doesn't make it. I mean, how many cars set is this actually? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only a 6-car set actually, so very short when compared to others that we've driven in this DLC so far. Yeah, 6 to 12 cars. So it actually does take 12 cars this branch. Obviously, at the rear half of the train, the doors won't open. In fact, because of the, I guess, slightly weird exit and entry point every other car, you wouldn't see too many passengers crossing here either, so not the most efficient way of doing it in America. Certainly not the most efficient. Anyhow, got plenty of time here, so let's now use it to explore for 30 seconds. We have a ticket machine, you have another extinguisher, that puts us on 9. Anything else? I don't think so. Nope. That's basically all for this platform. I'll look at the shelves on the bridge quickly, just in case. But I very much doubt we have much to look at. Out of the way, train driver coming through. This is my service. Don't mind me, I'm just running away. Yeah, nothing down here for us to look at really. And also across the road, we do have to use the cross points. Oh, dovetail with your road safety. Anyhow, let's get us back on the train because we need to depart in about now. So, back on boards. Open the door, lock the doors, sit ourselves down. Wait for the doors to close, and off we go. Yeah, the actual panel there did change, so it's functional. It's functional, which is nice to know, Dovetail. You've done a good job. You've done a good job. Just fix every other part of the game, basically. So, last station, Atlantic Terminal, 1.5 miles. Hopefully not as slow as the previous one was, because that was a painful drive, like I said. At 5 miles per hour for a good mile or so. Downhill for the majority of it, although in shelter you can now turn off the wipers. keeping on the rain particles on the window. How long till they all dissipate? It should be a fair while, to be fair. I mean, some of them will naturally just like roll off the windows, some of them will evaporate, but even then, it's not exactly something you expect to see on a cold day like this. Right, so come to the signal now. Keep an eye on the signal speed. Has not gone ping, so that is fine. There is a siding to the left. There goes, it's gone down to 40. There is a siding to the left. What I'm going to do is once we are at the stage of opening the doors and the passengers disembark, I'm going to run down the camera to it. I believe it's just the Atlantic Terminal Depot. Even then, I don't think there's any services that actually require it. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember how the first mission went in this DLC, but yeah, I don't remember any services ever actually using that depot. But it definitely exists. It definitely is modelled within the simulator. So, let's slow ourselves down at 5 miles per hour for the end of the platform. Doors will open on the left. So that comes off, remove the key and swing door open, which already has done. The key we'll need to insert in the other side. In fact, while we slowly coast, let's just get ourselves ready now to do that. Hashtag pro driver skills. Perhaps no need to accelerate, because we're going a bit too fast apparently. 7.2 miles per hour in a 5 zone. This is painful. Painful to say the least. Here we go. Got one car left to go. I mean, that buffer would stop us without derailing, but we're not going to chance it. Oh, there's a map there actually. We'll see if I've discovered it or not. Yes, I have done. So, train comes to a halt. Open that. I'm going to sit down quickly. Free cam. Okay, that's not quite where I wanted to go with the free cam, but may not work for me actually. So I'm just going to do this instead. Right, here's the siding. It does in fact leave the tunnel. And it comes out to a little driveway there. Yeah, this is the Atlantic City Terminal. A few buffers here, although not, sorry, Atlantic City Depot. Although no trains ever really use it because it really is just it's more of an old construction site really. Maybe where a former siding used to be, but even then, not too much in the way of services. Anyhow, we are at the end of the line, so what I will do is now prep the train for the other driver. We don't actually need to do this, but it's just nice to have a bit of extra realism. Go, well, don't wake up in 9 hours. Actually, I will do. I've got work in the morning. Yay. Anyhow, brakes are emergency. Key out. Give that a twist. Remove the key. Take you out. Set this to off. Tail lights to on. And yeah, that's, whoops, close blinds. And that is the end of our service for today. Yeah, what's the name station? Hicksville. It's not Hicksville, there's one station further on than that we can stop at. Ranton. I don't know it. I don't know it. I just want to know the name of that station. Please, somebody in the comments. Put me out of my misery and tell me. Anyhow, yeah. Now waits until 10 past 20. Actually, I'll go too far away because I know that with these, it does want us to stand at a certain point. So end the mission. Business investments you can trust. BIYCT. Okay, so I'll give you some like fun acrostic there for us to enjoy. But no, it's very simple. That staircase we can't go up, I believe. No, we can't. We can go on the underpasses down further on the platform. Another service over there. Train. In that case, we are 15 seconds away from an end of service. Anything in here to discover? Got exit, got another staircase, can't go up. A few displays which don't work. A couple bins. Well done for completing this duty. Secure the train and head over to the main concourse. Okay, so if I stand over here, if all goes to plan, it should just automatically ping us. No? Ah, so close to it, so close. Anyhow, timing wise, that should be all decent. There you go, all ticks for everything. Level up to 33. Long Island Railroad's now to level 8. Well, the M7 still stays at level 4 for a little bit longer. Not too far now, it's only 4,000 more points to upgrade on that. Anyhow, 45 minutes long that mission was. 18.62 miles driven, 0.7 miles walked, with a total of 7,872 points. So, yeah, a little decent journey that. And sadly, only one more to go now before we do end our saga on the Long Island Railroad. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do leave a like if you did, do subscribe. And I shall see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.